Hey guys, welcome to Video Game Corner. It's me, Jason, and today I just figured I'd do another vlog. I haven't done one in about a month and a half or so. I've just been thinking. Not much has been going on. As you guys know, my life is pretty bleh. So I've been basically, I've been just going to the doctor like I do. I mean, my disease has been kind of under control. I've been having good days and bad days, like always. But I don't know. It's just the same old with that. But what I did do recently is I played the PT demo, and it was awesome. And I'm really excited about the Silent Hill game coming out. It's going to be Silent Hills, and I know it's going to be on the PS4. I'm sure it'll be on the other systems and the PC, but I don't know. If not, I guess then it's going to be a PS4 game. I doubt it, though. Of course, Tomb Raider was a big surprise, too. It'd be in an Xbox One game. Of course, I'm not sure if it's going to be a timed release, a timed exclusive, or a complete, always exclusive. I guess we'll see. I guess they're saying... I'm hearing both, so... Oh, excuse me. So... let's see, so I was playing the PT demo, and the ending, of course, was driving me crazy because I couldn't get it to work. Then I finally got it to work, and it was pretty cool. I will say this, everybody knows about that jump scare when that woman grabs your face and stuff and gets right up on you. Scared the crap out of me, and then throws you to the ground. I think you piss yourself. I think that's the sound. It sounds like you're pissing yourself. I went like this. I said, "Oh shit!" And I grabbed the controller, closed my eyes, and I went back, put the controller up in front of my face like it was going to save me. And I had all the lights off, of course, and I was by myself. And it scared the shit out of me. And because I didn't expect it. Because what I had done, I was going through, and then I would look at the pictures, and I noticed that the pictures on the walls would get clearer every time I go through. So I'm trying to figure out what they are. So I'm looking at the first one I walk in. I'm like, okay, it kind of looks like some tree or something. And then I turn right, and then there she is. And I was like, ah! That was me screaming like a little sissy pants. And it was pretty funny. I had to laugh at myself. But the whole rest of the game, I was afraid of it happening again. And it happened one more time. She got me a second time. And then, of course, there's the one where she's standing there and runs right through you, and that scares the crap out of you, too. Not as bad as that other one, but it was pretty funny. So, I played that. I've also, I recently started playing Final Fantasy II. I mean, not 2, but Final Fantasy X on the PlayStation 2. And I found it to be, it's really fun. I've only played it a little bit. I need to get back into it. But it's really fun so far. I'm digging the leveling system. I'm digging the combat. Everything I'm digging. So I want to keep playing that, and that's been pretty fun. Oh, yesterday I got my very first real Platinum Trophy on PlayStation 3 for the second Dark Souls game. And I was really proud of myself. I had my wife come in, and she's like, and she's looking at it, and I'm like, okay, watch it. All I need to do is get this one spell, and after I get this spell, it'll say, Master of Sorceries and then Dark Soul. So it went, and the two trophies popped up, and I'm like, yeah. And she's like, did it do it? And I'm like, yeah. And it was a big deal because I have one platinum, but it's for The Walking Dead Season 1. And I didn't try to get it. It just gives it to you if you finish the game. And I'm like, okay. I didn't feel like any sense of accomplishment. I worked for the Dark Souls 2 trophy. I spent hours on different, to get the hidden weapon. You gotta fight. You either got a PvP, which I suck at, or you have to fight, you have to farm the Mad Warrior, which I got all of his armor, which is awesome as hell. He has like this Predator look to him. And, at least his helmet does. And on top of that, I farmed him, got the hidden hidden weapon, and then I realized, I thought it was the only one I needed, I realized I needed Unleash Magic, so I had to go get Unleash Magic, which was, you got to get it from this one NPC who has you go on the assassination quests, or you don't have to assassinate him, you can just give him the items he wants. There's other ways, there's 2 ways to do it. So, yeah, I did that, and I ended up getting both of them, and then I also needed my Pyromancy one, which I needed 3 Pyromancy spells, so I went in and did that too, and finished everything up. And I've been working on the Dark Souls 1 Platinum Trophy. I have 1 trophy left, and it's get all the rare weapons, so I have 1 character that I'm working on, and I just hit New Game Plus. So I've got to get to New Game Plus 2 and play like through halfway through New Game Plus 2, because there's 1 boss soul makes 3 of the weapons you need. So I have to finish that up. But I took a break from that because I was playing Dark Souls 1 all last week, and I was getting a little burnt out on it. So also, and then my Demon Souls Platinum, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it because that game is so ridiculously hard once it goes to New Game Plus and higher. The difficulty goes from very workable to, oh my god, I'm getting killed in 1 hit type stuff. It's crazy. And one of the boss souls makes 4 spells. 4. And then on top of that, he also makes spells for he'll make like 2 separate ones. It's crazy. You got to go to like New Game Plus 4 to get that one, or you got to cheat. And if I cheat, what's the point? I'm not even going to do it. Because, you know, a lot of people, I was watching Palytime, and he was doing the rare one. This was a couple years ago. I was watching some old videos, and he got, because in Dark Souls 1, you got to get the soul, Sif, the giant wolf, the white wolf. He's the one that makes 3 boss weapons. So, he got the first 2. He played in the New Game Plus, and then he said a friend of his gave him a boss soul so he can make the 3rd one, and I'm like, that's kind of like, you're not doing it yourself. I mean, I know he could have gone through and done it. It's not that he's not capable. It's just, I don't think I could do it. I'd feel like I was cheating myself. Because that's the only person you're cheating on something like that is yourself. And if he's okay with it, then I guess I have to be. It's none of my business, you know. It's not my concern. So, but yeah, I always think if you're going to if you're going to do a trophy, do it on your own and do it legit. And that makes it matter more, at least to me. I mean, some people, they don't care. Of course, there's a lot of cheaters out there in Dark Souls that just, you know, they hack their game and, you know, make these invincible characters, and they just do it just because they find it enjoyable. I watched some kid doing a tutorial on how to do it. And he's like, I know you guys are going to call me cheater and this and that, and I don't care. I just don't want to go. I'm tired of playing, you know, through the regular game, and I just want a PvP. And it's like, your argument, you know, tough shit. That's my answer to things like that. If you don't want to, you got to put in the work. And it's just it's like a reflection of society, because nobody wants to work for anything anymore. They just want it handed to them. And the only outcome that's going to come from that is as society moves on, society is going to get cheaper and cheaper. Just the whole of it. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen, and it probably won't happen as bad as I think, because I think a lot of these people grow out of that, but then a lot of people don't. So we'll see. You know, you can't base a whole, you know, prediction of society based on what people do in a video game. You can't. But at the same time, if people are willing to do that, I mean, why not? You know, I was watching this one guy, Foxio Games, and he's a really interesting guy, and he made a good point that, you know, if you go into a video game and you steal, you know, you're a thief or something, or you're a murderer in a video game, that doesn't mean you're a murderer or a thief in real life. And so he was talking about when people invade you, and, you know, in like Dark Souls, the invaders, and they act like total douchebags. That doesn't mean they're a douchebag in real life, but I started thinking about it, and then he did this. Well, here's the thing: he did this video where he was playing a troll. Basically, he was trolling people. For those of you who don't know, trolling does not, when it's referred to as troll, it doesn't refer to as the mythical creature. It's a fishing term, by the way. For those of you who don't know, who haven't heard me say it before, it has to do with fishing, there's a type of fishing called trolling. You have a trolling motor, and then you're basically fishing for comments. You're trolling for comments. Excuse me. But people think they say don't feed the trolls, and it's like, it's not the same thing. Unless you're talking about the guy fishing. But, for those of you who don't know. But anyway, he was basically playing the troll, and he was doing shitty things and acting shitty. And he said to himself, he says, I feel really bad about myself for doing this. And it's like, think about it then. If you feel bad about it, that means you don't like, that's not your style of play. You don't like to be that kind of person in the game. Now, when a person acts like a douchebag in a game, they're probably kind of a douche in real life. Not always, but maybe, probably. They probably act like a dumbass in real life because they think they're so funny. And I've watched some of these guys who do it, and their comments are like, oh, what up, and they act so stupid. They act like stupid punks in their commentary, and you just know that these are the types of guys that you would just want to smack in real life. And, but then you see guys that are like very respectful, they bow, and they do all this stuff, and they don't act like douchebags when they win. And you can tell by their commentary that they aren't like that. And it's really interesting because I have to disagree with Foxio, because I think that if you act like a douche in a video game, you're probably a douche in real life. But not always. Like, it's not every time, but chances are. Excuse me. I also recently tried the Kingsfield series. I tried playing Kingsfield 1. I burned a copy for my modded PS1 because I wanted to try it out. And the controls are so old-fashioned. You can't use the analog sticks. It's all D-pad, and you got to go around. It's in first person, which I hate. But it's slow enough that it doesn't mess with my eyes. Because for those of you who don't know, when I play PvP, not PvP, when I play FPS, first person, not shooter, but first person views, or first person shooters, it screws my eyes up so bad. And there's no peripheral vision. You can't see. I can see all the way out to here. I can see my hands right now. Now I can't. Now I can. Now in the game you see here, and all you see is this box. It's tunnel vision, which is not true first person. So in games, to do that is not necessarily a good idea. It works in games like Minecraft, where the first person view is a lot slower and the game's a lot simpler. It works in games like that, but when you're in the thick of battle in a first-person shooter, and you got guys you'll have a guy right here, and you can't see him because you have to turn the camera and then you see him. And he could be this close to you, and you don't even know he's there. He could be right behind you. You don't know he's there, but in real life, you would. So if the thing is they're trying to create a realistic experience by doing first person, and it's just like it doesn't work. Now maybe the new Morpheus and Oculus Rift will fix that. I haven't seen what they look like. I've never put one on, but they say it's an awesome experience, and maybe that'll change it. And that'll make it so you have this view, you have everything around you. And I'm hoping that's what it does. Because that's what they need to do. And because these games, they don't work. Because, you play the PT demo, the Silent Hill demo, and they're still saying, and maybe, and I was watching a thing where he said, Kojima says, it's going to be third person, but then I read and watched some other stuff that's saying he's not sure if it's going to be first or third. I think that game would work in first, but I think it would be great in third too. I like the option. Give me the option of first and third. Let the player choose. Like in Skyrim and Oblivion, you had the choice of first and third person. I always play Skyrim in third person, because I don't like first-person views, and I play in third person, and it works. The only time you go to first person is like if you're aiming through a scope or shooting a bow and arrow, and you want to aim. That's a different story, because that's a slow, and then you're out of it. Then you're back in the thick. But when you're swinging a sword and stuff, I mean, if you look at these first-person, hack and slash, warrior games, you see just hands just going and they don't budge, and it looks so unrealistic. It's horrible. And I guess there's this new game called Hellrail coming out for, I guess, it's for the newer consoles. And it's one of those, and it looks terrible, and your arms are just this stiff, and then you're going cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. And all you see is your hands. And it's funny because those games, they give you this cool armor that you can't see. And it's like, ah. So I'm playing Kingsfield, and I'm picking up these armor pieces, and I'm equipping them, but I can't see them because it doesn't show anything. But like, I guess in Kingsfield 4, the Ancient City on the PS2, when you go to the equip screen, you can actually see your character. But so there's at least that. I like to be able to see who I am. It's part of the fun of equipping different armors and doing the whole fashion thing. Like in Dark Souls, we call it Fashion Souls. But you do the same thing in Skyrim, and you want to see how cool your character looks. But if you never see it, what's the point? And I would like to see. I think Silent Hill should give us the option. I think all these games should give us an option. I think all of these shooters should give us an option. Do we want to be in first person or third person? And design the game that way. And that way you'll probably get more people playing, because there's going to be people that don't like third person, and there's going to be people that don't like first person. They prefer the other. Give us an option. So, and that's, it's just one of those things. I prefer it. Now, as far as difficulty goes, I don't think there should be as many options as they are. I think they should give us, I think a lot of times, it seems like I prefer no option at all. Just give me a game. Make it a certain difficulty and make me learn how to play it. And stop hand-holding. And I know that hand-holding, I think it was Snake 2006, he says, I think it was him. And he was saying that, they do a lot of hand-holding because they want to get the masses doing it. And that's so true, because gaming nowadays is not about the challenge, it's about the dollar. And it cheapens it. It makes it bad. But there are companies that still don't adhere to that. From Software has been one of those companies, even though with Dark Souls 2 being a lot, when I first played through it, it felt really difficult. But now that I've played it a lot, I've beat it 17 times, and I've gone back, played Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls, and I feel like it's the easiest of the three. And Demon Souls, I think it's the easiest of the three in New Game, but in New Game Plus, it's crazy. But as far as Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, you're looking at the difficulty between the two. Dark Souls 1 was a lot harder of a game. It's harder to level up. It's easier to level up. I do like the fact that it's easier to level up in Dark Souls 2, because you can do really cool builds that way, and I do like that. But once you get past 200, level 200, it starts to get really difficult. When you're around level 200, it takes 50,000 souls, and I'm level 253 on one of my characters, and it takes 300,000 souls. So within that frame, it jumps quite a bit. So there is that. So as you really start to get up there, but my character's pretty well built, and I'm just like adding on every time I level up. I'm just adding to that character bit by bit. But yeah, it's one of those things. So, but anyway, moving on. I've had people asking me about the podcast. I want to get it back. I want to get it going, and I love doing the podcast. I miss doing the podcast. I'm going to get together with my new partner, my new co-host, and I'm going to get together with Robert and say, Robert, help me. We haven't had a chance to sit down and work with teach. He's supposed to show me how to do how to record it the way he did it. I could figure out my own system, and I probably should have done that by now, but I'm kind of lazy. But I like to do his system. Worked really well, and then if I find a new system, I may do it. But I need to sit down, talk to him, and get him to help me learn how to do it all, and stop procrastinating on this, because I miss doing it. Every time I watch one of Robert's videos, I'm like, man, I miss doing the podcast. And he just gave me a shout out today, and because of some stuff I sent him, and he was talking about how we used to do the podcast, and I miss doing that podcast. I had so much fun doing it. And my new partner, my friend Cody, Codeman, he wants to do the podcast with me. And then I also wanted to do a podcast for my other channel, Medieval Game Corner. And I want to do a podcast for that. And I have someone lined up, one of the Retro Rangers, he was interested in doing it. Robert, his name's Robert. I don't know if he's red, blue, or I don't keep track of which Retro Ranger he is. But, Robert, tell me which Retro Ranger, what your color is, because I don't know. Because I'm sure it's a Power Rangers reference, so... Are you the Pink Ranger? I don't know. I thought Power Rangers was stupid. Sorry. I'm a Voltron guy. But anyway, I want to start doing the podcast, and I want to do the secondary podcast. I really enjoy that stuff. So, is there anything is there anything you guys would like to see from me as far as videos? What you guys would be interested in? Because I'm kind of like, I'm making videos what I want to make now. I'm just kind of picking things I want to see for myself. I want to just feel like talking about. But I'm kind of curious. I may be interested in doing some videos. I have some other things I'd like to do. And I'm going to start doing them. I've been putting it off. This whole year I've been just kind of taking it easy with the channel. And I haven't been pushing the channel. I mean, last year, my first year last year, I got 1,000 subscribers. And this year I've got maybe 150, 100, I don't know. It's been bad. And I just look at it, and I guess it kind of discouraged me because I was on such a rise last year. But, yeah, I want to start doing some more stuff. I want to start working on better quality videos. Not like these here where I'm just talking, but I want to just start doing some stuff with footage, game footage, and put some things together. And I know it takes more time, and I have the time. I just haven't had the drive, and I'm kind of getting frustrated with myself because I need to have the drive. There's no reason for me not to. So it's just a lot of times I don't feel good, and it's easier for me to just say, oh, I'm going to play Dark Souls all day, or Final Fantasy, or whatever I feel like playing that day. So anyway, guys, let me know. But I'm going to shut up now. Let me know what you guys think. And this is Video Game Corner. I'm Jason, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.